Welcome back to the Tao of Women. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here with you. I'm giving you a humble bow. So, I invite you to join me as we prepare for passage 74. And as we prepare ourselves to receive this passage, let us embody our breath. Let us invite the breath to enter the body and invite the breath to leave. Let's just give our exhale away. Just letting it go. As we breathe in and out, receiving and letting go. This beautiful practice prepares us for the simplicity of the passage. Passage 74. Change. When women know that everything changes, they are free to let go. If there is no fear of loss, everything is possible. When you try to prevent change, it's like trying to be the creator. Playing the role of the creator increases the risk of loss. Let's take a nice deep breath and receive that one more time, and then we'll embody this as a Qigong practice. Change. When women know that everything changes, they are free to let go. There is no fear of loss, and everything is possible. When you try to prevent change, it is like trying to be the creator. Playing the role of the creator increases the risk of loss. This is an interesting passage here. I'm curious to see how we embody this. I invite you to find your practice space as we always do. Take a moment, feel your feet on the earth, feel your breath in your body, your breath in your belly. Feel yourself stand as the noble being that you are, in alignment, in vertical alignment. Crown is lifted, knees are bent, belly is soft, shoulders are rolled back, spine is open. There's a soft smile on your face. As you come into vertical alignment, you now give yourself a humble bow. Simply letting go and releasing. And you can bow a little humble bow, or you can just offer it all, let go, give it all to Gaia. Letting go, softening, opening. And once you feel like you have emptied your cup, feeling your feet firmly on the earth, letting your knees be bent as you inhale, you allow yourself to be filled up through the soles of your feet, drawing this energy up through your legs, up through your pelvis, up through your spine, up through your torso as you unfurl, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your crown, and stepping across the threshold into our sanctuary. And let's just take a moment to open your perception, open your body, open yourself to change, unceasing change. As you open yourself, you're opening the palms of your hands. And there is not written in this passage, but there is this part that's like between the lines. Is how do you stay true to yourself when everything changes? When you change, the world changes. How do you stay true to yourself and not fear change? Knowing that everything you touch changes, everything you are changes. So as you're breathing here, opening the palms of your hands, knowing your heart opens to the palms of your hands. So you're starting to infuse your palms and this energy, like you're holding a chi ball. Knowing that this chi ball, you're feeling it in the palms of your hands, and those that practice Qigong know that they're feeling this in their dantian. Infusing this chi ball with your great love and this sense of trust in the process as everything changes. And the Tao of Women has been teaching us passage after passage that when we get to know ourselves, when we learn to love and trust ourselves, we can take the risk. We can let go, we can change, and we can still stay true to ourselves even as we change. And staying true to ourselves as we change is clearly telling us that we do not stay the same. And so with that, let us practice the Qigong form. Dragon creates the universe. And so you're going to simply come in more contact with this chi ball, and I'm going to shift and bring my feet together and my hands together. And I'm playing with this chi ball. And I'm going to simply let this chi ball rise up through my body as I change. I'm just going to just open myself up to the possibilities of letting go, of releasing, just opening myself up to possibilities, to the universe, to the infinite. And as I do, I'm feeling my feet and I'm stretching my side body and I'm coming in contact with this part of me that is continuously growing and dying and being reborn. This part of me is the Hun, and it lives in our spirit of the Hun lives in the liver and in the wood and the liver energy. So opening yourself up to the eternal, the part of you that was you before you were born in this lifetime, the part of you that is you now, the part of you that will be you after this lifetime, this part of you that loves change. Because of change, everything is possible. And so as you stand here rooted like the tree of life, you're opening to the possibility of creation. And they say in their story, you're acting like a creator, there's something to risk. There's something to risk. And so as we stand here in this possibility, rooted in who we are, there is a moment where something comes to us, something, if we start to spiral in, we start to take responsibility and ownership for our life and for our creation. And so as you do so, you start to spiral down and you're gathering energy and you're drawing it to your side. And it's like you're compressing this chi ball pearl. and you're coiling down and you're sinking down, you're drawing into yourself. You're not expanded out anymore. And you're compressing this pearl, right? This is tiny. This is precious to you. And we know that we're going to give all your love and attention to this little thing that's drawing you inward, that you're utterly cherishing, you're caressing it. And then you know that with time, it's going to be time to release and let go and allow this pearl, this precious offering to be released and to give it back out and let it go. It has a life of its own. And as a women, we're portals of the universe and we are doors of life. And so there's moments where life comes into us. We become impregnated and gestating either babies and books or businesses or practices and methods. And so this is us being drawn into ourselves, into our own little gestation, into our own little creation. We are creators. And then we grow, and this creation grows, and then we release it out. And it changes shape, and we change. And then we continue this cycle of creation and changing where we come into ourselves. We hold something so precious that we love, and then we rise up, and we have the courage to release it and let it go. Because, see, we're rooted into our own self-knowing. We're rooted into the cycles and wisdom of birth, of life, of death, and rebirth, coming back in, recycling, changing, growing, releasing. And sometimes when it's ours to do and we're holding our precious life, this one little precious life, this one precious baby, or this one precious book or project that you're working on, it's really hard to let it go. You want to keep it, but do you see when you keep it, look how contorted and small, and your posture, how uncomfortable you are. You can't keep it. It would hurt you to keep it. You have to allow it to unfold and unfurl. It feels better when we don't hold and have the burden, and yet we mix it with the responsibility and the preciousness of our own unique experience. And we rise and we release and let go. I'm going to be silent. Let's have the form teach you of how this dragon creating the universe, holding its precious pearl, and rising up and releasing its pearl out into the universe. What does that have to teach you about change? Now you stay in the practice, and I'm going to read you the passage while you are creating the universe, embracing change. When women know that everything changes, they are free to let go. There is no fear of loss everything is possible. When you try to prevent change, it is like trying to be the creator. Playing the role of the creator increases the risk of loss. Mm. So I'm going to join you again. You know, the part of this passage that is interesting to me is when you play the role of the creator, you increase the risk of loss. That I certainly understand. But make no mistake, we are creators. And that's why we practice trusting the Tao and trusting the process and trusting change, because we are creating these precious pearls. We are cultivating our lives with attention, with conscious awareness. And there is something at stake when you live your best life. And yet, that is what we're letting go of the fear and embracing the risk to be free, the risk to change. So as you're in this practice and you feel yourself coiling down, what are you holding on to? What are you clinging on to? What are you creating that's so precious to you? And what stage is it in? Are you in the growing stage? Are you in the releasing stage? The the awe and wonder stage? Are you in the gathering stage? What stage of change are you in? What is being asked of you at this stage? What is changing? And what would support you to help you deepen into this feeling of trust so that you can release and let go? What what fear do you need to face? What dragon do you need to face? What are you afraid will happen if you let go? If it changes? Who who will you be? And what's possible? What's possible when you let go? And when you let go, what new thing comes into you? And what new ways do you open and flourish? Mm. Let's just do this a few more times on each side, letting the dragon change you and teach you about being a changing woman.
And from here, just opening, opening, releasing and letting go, opening to the possibilities. And even here, turning your hands over and like your fingers are sprinkling, almost like you're sprinkling seeds, those pearls. You're sprinkling those pearls like seeds, like wildflower seeds. And we're just letting them go. And they're landing and flowing through the internet, all through my own space and into your space. And you're sprinkling these seeds of change. Some are perennial, some are annual. And we're sprinkling these seeds. And these seeds, some of them land on fertile soil. They will, and they'll thrive. Some of them will land on cement and get washed in the rain into the gutters and end up somewhere. Some will land on the surface of water and the fish will come up and eat them and there'll be seeds of fish food. Some will land and the birds will eat them. There'll be bird seed. Either way, we're letting them go. We're letting these seeds go. We're letting our pearls out into the world. We're letting our great love. We're letting our identities of who we were, our roles. We're letting go of our changing bodies. We're letting go and changing and allowing ourselves to emerge in harmony with the Tao. And we're trusting these seeds, these pearls will be seeds of change that support ourselves to move through the seasons of our lives and to support those that we love, those that we know, and those that we have yet to meet because of our courage to let go and our courage to create and our courage to risk it all. We are trusting and allowing ourselves to be the change that we want to see in the world. We are the change maker. So letting your seeds, letting it all sprinkle as you float your hands down, as you find your way gradually back toward stillness, back toward that chi ball, taking all the time you need. Some change is quick, some is gradual, but we allow ourselves to take the time we need to plant the seeds of change within our own energetic body and in our own lives as we allow ourselves the time and the dignity and the space and the trust and the sanctity and the reverence to change. And when you're ready, when your hands make it back to the chi ball, just go ahead and plant your hands, rest your hands on your belly, folding one hand over the other, nourishing yourself, knowing that change requires a sense of trust. And we can move through this change, your hormonal change, your life change, your identity change, your financial change, your relationship change, your job change. You know the change. We can move through these changes when we're centered, when we're connected to our breath, when we're nourished, when we're connected, when we're resourced. So allow yourself to breathe into your own inner resource. Breathe into the part of you that is eternal, the part of you that loves ceaseless change, that is liberated by change. Breathe into that part of you as an inner resource, as an inner sanctuary, helping you stabilize once the change has happened, that you can stabilize into that change and become and be and have the capacity for the next iteration. So as we complete, we open our hands, reaching up, integrating this experience, hands floating down, integrating your body, your physical body, and your energy body. Saying thank you for the practice, for the practical pearls of wisdom and the symbolic pearls of wisdom, so that you can seal this into your changing body. Last one. Reach up, reach out of the energy body. Give yourself a little bit like reach higher out of the energy body. Reach, reach, reach. Now turn your hands straight down. Gravity does all the work. Everything below your hands goes down and in. Your shin is up, your mind is bright, your heart is open, your body is relaxed and nourished. You seal it in. Seal it into your dantian, circle in both directions. If there's anything that needs to be released, open your hands, send it down the sides of your legs, back to earth. And then as you rise, we bow out together. Right hand makes a fist. Shine like the brilliant sun. You are luminous light. Left hand covers it. Like the moon, you are cyclical, always whole and complete, even in your darkest hour. And together we bow. We bow to everybody that's here live in this circle. And we bow to everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube and all of those on the replay. Thank you so much for your practice. We bow to our teachers, teachers, and the teacher within, bringing this humility and humbleness back into our heart to infuse our heart, restore it into our belly. As we step back across the threshold, you rub it in, shake it off, shake out your legs, wiggle, wiggle, change it up, change it up. Whoop, whoop. Be proud of yourself for doing something different and something healthy. And, some things don't change. I'm going to say, hey, get a copy of this book. Push like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you and hearing about your experience in the comments. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.